what's good with y'all, man? You're watching AGTV, and on this episode, we'll be reacting to Jamaican Patois, not English. Now, if y'all happy about this one, man, y'all excited about this one, you have Lil Money to thank for this. Class is in session, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ever was curious to know what type of student I was in school, you about to find out, because they about to teach me about Patois. That's what I've been trying to learn. So, shit, thank you, Lil Money, you know what I'm saying? Because we about to go crazy.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Lang Focus channel, and my name is Paul. Today's topic is Jamaican.
I never thought I'd be learning Jamaican Patois from a white dude named Paul, but whatever works, you know what I mean? Whatever works.
Jamaican Creole, also known as Patois. Jamaica is an island nation in the Caribbean with a population of only around 3 million people.
Jamaica is an island nation in the Caribbean with a population of only around 3 million people. Damn, you only got 3 million people on your shit? Bro, I don't know why I thought Jamaica was so damn big.
But it's made a cultural impact around the world because of its art forms such as reggae and dancehall music, as well as dub poetry.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit raw as fuck. So y'all only got 3 million people where y'all at, but y'all managed to make it so far around the world. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Jamaica probably, I don't know if it's just because I'm black or whatever, but like Jamaica is one of those places that everybody know about. Like, you ain't gonna find nobody who don't know what Jamaica is. Like, everybody know about Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain places out here and I'll be like, what? Like, or certain places you don't hear a lot. Like, I don't hear about Bora Bora a lot. People know about it, but you don't hear about Bora Bora a lot. Like, places like that. But everybody know about Jamaica, bro. Bob Marley was big as hell. Everybody know Bob Marley. That's some raw shit.
Poetry. Many English speakers have had the experience of hearing someone from Jamaica speak and understanding a little bit of it, but not most of it.
And ain't nothing good at all. Why them people are really, really wicked, me I tell you. They just take out one eye flow and me I tell you, say, girl, that killing me lick, me I tell you, say, boy, sorry for you little pitney. God no.
Hold on, let me see if I can understand what he just said. I wasn't paying attention for real. See, I'm a bad student, bro.
Why them people are really, really wicked, me I tell you. They just take out one
People are really, really wicked. Okay.
eye flow and me I tell you, say, girl, that killing me lick, me I tell you, say, boy,
Something about killing. What?
sorry for you little pitney. God no.
That's because Patois partly descended from English, but not entirely. It's an English-based Creole language that developed in the 17th and 18th centuries through contact between African slaves and English-speaking slave owners. The island of Jamaica was first colonized by the Spanish, who brought the first African slaves there, and enslaved the native Taino people until they were wiped out by violence and disease. But it was after the island was taken over by Britain in the year 1655 that the African population...
Now, all of this shit right here, I ain't gonna lie. This remind me of history class back when I was in school, and I ain't believe none of that shit they was teaching me. So I ain't gonna lie. A lot of this shit, I really just want to learn the language. All this extra shit, I'm gonna have to do my own research to see if this shit real. I can't just take his word from any white man trying to educate me on some shit. I gotta do my own research. You know what I'm saying? No offense to any white people watching this. I fuck with y'all heavy. I fuck with white people too. I'm just saying, I know in school they was teaching me some bullshit. So I got PTSD from that shit, okay?
rapidly grew as the British brought slaves from West Africa to work on sugarcane plantations. These Africans were intentionally separated from others who spoke the same language as them so they wouldn't be able to communicate in secret and plan a rebellion. With no common language, they did their best under harsh conditions to use the English dialects spoken by their slave masters. They didn't learn the language formally, and they had to learn the language very quickly, which resulted in the development of a pidgin language. They adopted a basic vocabulary of English words and...
I mean, that sounds believable, right? Let me know what y'all think about this shit. It sounds believable. I don't really know, but it sounds believable.
Strung them together using a simplified form of the grammar of their native languages. Eventually, when they had children, those children learned the simple pidgin language as their native language, but expanded its features and use, making it a living language used for all parts of life. That was when the pidgin language became a Creole language. The term patois comes from French and can be used generally to refer to any kind of non-standard speech, but it's also how Jamaicans refer to their Creole language. Not all Jamaican patois is the same. There are various regional and local varieties around the island. One reason is that the slave owners spoke various different dialects of English. Another reason is the mountainous terrain and isolation of the different...
See, like, all of this shit is like, you know what I mean? To us, the way we feel about it when people speak different, it's just like shit. That nigga from over there, he from over there. That's just how we talk. He breaking down like the ins and outs of this shit, like how it happened, this, that, and the third. Like I said, I got to do my own research, but it sounds interesting so far.
Plantations and communities from each other. When a pidgin language becomes a creole, it becomes more complex, and new features arise to make the language sufficient for everyday use. That means that in communities isolated from each other, the new features might have been different. Also, the official language of Jamaica is not Patois but English, and Patois is spoken on a continuum with standard Jamaican English. That means that in some situations, some speakers will essentially be speaking standard English with a characteristically Jamaican accent, while in other situations, some speakers will mix English with varying degrees of Patois. And at the very casual end of the spectrum, speakers might use Jamaican Patois exclusively. In technical terms, pure Patois is the basilect, while standard English is the acrolect, and in the middle lies the mesolect.
Damn, it's all type of lects in here. He breaking down the shit. It's different type of lects. It's basilect, mesolect, acrolect. I ain't know all these different types of patois. I ain't know y'all had all these different variations of the shit and all this. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting.
Acrolect, standard English.
And y'all gotta let me know if he talking some real shit or not. Y'all know, I don't know. Y'all gotta let me know if he talking some real shit or not, because I'm listening to this man right now.
Is the prestige language and the language of social mobility, while Patois is sometimes considered to be incorrect English or improper speech. But Patois is a distinct language with its own phonology, grammar.
And look, this is how I feel about it. I don't feel like patois. I don't feel like slang. I don't feel like none of that shit is wrong. I feel like however you talk is how you grew up talking. It ain't no right or wrong to this shit. We ain't create the motherfucking language. We ain't even get to pick which language we wanted to speak. We ain't get nobody to tell us, oh, you can pick this language, this language. No, it's like however you grew up talking, that's how you grew up talking. I don't believe in that right and wrong shit. However you talk is how you talk. Who the fuck is anybody to tell me I'm speaking wrong? What the fuck?
Grammar and vocabulary distinctions.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV. Click on words in the subtitle.
Oh shit. I can skip
There's
that
also
one.
another form of patois called Cromanti, or deep patois, which was used by the Maroons, descendants of slaves who escaped from the Spanish when the British invaded Jamaica and set up communities deep in the mountains. This form of patois is more heavily based in the Akan language than other forms of patois. Deep patois is now used as a ritual language in Maroon communities, but not as a daily spoken language.
What do he mean by ritual language? Like, let me know what that technically means, because I'm a little confused about that.
Vocabulary. The majority of patois vocabulary comes from English, but with pronunciation that has diverged widely from English. There's technically no standard way to write patois, only general tendencies, but those differences from English are usually reflected in patois spelling. For example, somebody,
Somebody,
something,
something,
money,
money,
market,
market,
here.
ear.
Yeah, like that shit. Like, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck is y'all saying? Because it be sounding familiar, but I can't really put it all together sometimes. But, okay. I'm following, though. I'm following.
Money,
Money,
market,
market,
here,
ear,
open,
open,
this,
this,
with.
with.
Notice that the th and the sounds of English th don't exist in Jamaican patois. While these spellings may look strange to people who know standard English, they're actually phonetic representations of speech, unlike English spelling, which was basically frozen in time several hundred years ago, and sometimes doesn't reflect current pronunciation. Sometimes words that have a final consonant cluster in English lose a consonant in patois. For example, respect.
Respect.
You'll notice that the words are often used.
But see, all that shit, I know what all that is. I'm trying to get into the meat and potatoes of it. Like some of the shit y'all be saying, I be completely lost. Like, he need to get into the advanced shit. Like, what he just said right there, I can tell what y'all saying right there. If you say with, but you say with, I know what you saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know some of this shit. Like, I ain't completely lost. But I want to know, like, the advanced shit. Like, this. Now I'm thinking about it. He probably ain't about to talk about no slang that y'all use. It's okay, because it's a general video. This is going to give me a foundation.
Differently.
Enough.
From English, enough means many or much.
Enough respect.
This means much respect.
Chat.
Is used as the general word for speak or talk.
Make.
From English, make is used generally for causative meaning, like both make and let in English.
Make me tell you something.
meaning let me tell you something. And notice here, there's a different variant of the word meaning something. There are also lots of words that are created by compounding other simple words.
Nozzle
Literally, nose hole. This means nostril.
and middle.
Y'all say that nose hole. And in what way would you have to say nose hole or nostril? Oh, okay. So instead of nostril, y'all say nose hole or nozzle? Okay.
Literally, hand middle. This means the palm of your hand.
Yai water.
Y'all say hand middle instead of palm? Y'all say hand miggle? Okay.
Literally, eye water. This means tear. This means the palm of your hand.
Yai water.
Literally, eye water. This means tear.
Red eye.
Literally, red eye. This means envious or covetous. This is actually a loan translation of a phrase in the Akan language.
All right, he's starting to get into some shit. No, this what I've been waiting to see, some shit like this. Cause this is some shit I can hear y'all saying, but I wouldn't know what it means.
Of West Africa, Anibere. And that brings us to words that come from languages other than English. For example, the word for eat.
Nyam.
This word comes from a West African language, perhaps Wolof. The word for ghost.
Duppy.
This comes from Akan. The word for spider.
Anansi.
I know W. Y'all done told me about that one a couple times.
This also comes from Akan. The word for clumsy or awkward.
Bafan.
And there's a sprinkling of words from other languages. For example, the word meaning child,
Pitney.
which comes from the Portuguese word pequenino, a diminutive form of the word pequeno, meaning small. Variations of this particular word appear in numerous Creole languages around the world. Grammar. The basic word order of patois is similar to that of Standard English. For example,
Me chat patois.
this means I speak patois. The word order is subject, verb, object, as it is in Standard English.
Emaniam the cake.
He is eating the cake.
All right, now let's take this to another level. I'm about to everything they say, I'ma say it too, and let's see how close I can get.
Verb, object, as it is in
Bichat patois.
Standard English.
Emaniam the cake.
Emanyam pekik. Hold on.
The order is subject, verb, object, as it is in Standard English.
Emaniam the cake.
Imamyam bekik. Right?
He is eating the cake. Again, this is SVO. Let's add a little more information here.
Emaniam the cake wa me bake.
He is eating the cake that I baked. This relative clause is introduced by a relative pronoun. He's eating the cake that I baked. This relative clause is introduced by a relative pronoun wa, which is the question word meaning what. In English, it would be strange to
Imamyam bekik wa mi kik. Imamyam bekik wa mi bake. Yeah. Imamyam bekik wa mi bake. Yeah.
use what in this context, but we might use which. Notice that there's a definite article before the word cake. D.
I know how to speak patois. Hey, I know how to speak patois. Hey, Imamyam bekik wa mi bake.
This is the equivalent of the in English. There's also an indefinite article, a, which is the obvious equivalent of Standard English, a. This word here, a, looks like the indefinite article, but it's not. It's the equivalent of English is. In English, is before a present participle indicates the present progressive, that an action is ongoing. A functions the same way in patois, placing it before a verb.
All right, we got to go back a little bit. My brain started malfunctioning when he started saying all that advanced shit. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to mean. Give me a second.
Looks like the indefinite article, but it's not. It's the equivalent of English is. In English, is before a present participle indicates the present progressive, that an action is ongoing. A functions the same way in patois. Placing it before a verb makes it progressive. Instead of a, another word, de, can also be used.
Im deniam the cake.
This
Imamyam bekik.
also means he's eating the cake. De comes from the Igbo language, from the word di, meaning to be. A and de are both used as the copula as well, though slightly differently from each other. A is used for equative sentences.
Ima the doctor.
He's the doctor. De is used with a locative meaning.
I got a random question. So, like, if I... Bro, what's up with y'all niggas texting me when stop, bro, everybody stop texting. Everybody stop texting. Anyway, so, like... Man, that shit just threw me off. I got a question. So, like, if I speak patois, right? And I'm saying, Imamyam bekik, no bekik, all that, right? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, is you done, nigga? The fuck? Bro, that shit just made me mad as fuck, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit just made me mad as fuck, bro. Okay, okay. I'm a nice guy. But that shit made me mad as fuck. Anyway, if I speak Patois, can I speak it in an English, my regular tone, my regular accent, whatever? Because I don't think we got accents, but imam, see, I feel like if I don't use the accent and make it harder, I got to be able to hear it how I sound. Imam yam bigig, no bigig. I don't know. We got to work on it, bro.
In other words, indicating location,
Imam
as in
yam
this
bigig,
sentence.
no bigig.
Them they are Kingston.
They're in Kingston. Here, the word a is not a copula, but rather a preposition, meaning in or at. With adjectives, a copula isn't needed.
This here book ya all.
This sentence doesn't have the copula a, the equivalent of is in the standard English translation. Also notice the demonstrative pronoun disya, which comes from this here. Just dis is also possible. We also see ya after book. It means here. Another similar sentence is,
This are one old book.
meaning this is an old book. In the first sentence, the adjective is the predicate, so the copula isn't needed. But if the adjective is part of a noun phrase, then a copula is used. One, the number one, can also function like an indefinite article. In this case, it would be strange to have a, the copula, followed by the indefinite article a. One seems a better fit here. Pronouns. You may have already noticed some personal pronouns that kind of resemble English ones. The main ones are,
Me, you, him,
note that im can be either masculine or feminine.
we, uno, them,
The most interesting pronoun here is
uno.
because it doesn't come from English. It comes from the Igbo pronoun unu. Note that there is no difference between the subject pronouns and object pronouns in Patois. So, for example, me is the equivalent of both I and me in English. There are also no separate forms for possessive adjectives. My car is,
Me car.
you simply place the same
Mikyar.
personal
I can say that. Mikyar. 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 I'm trying to say it in an English accent though. Mikyar. It's impossible, bruh. Mikyar. I gotta say it like, you feel me?
pronoun before the noun. For possessive pronouns, like mine in English, the preposition fi,
See?
which means to or for, is used before the pronoun.
That the car for me.
Word for word, that their car is to me. But in natural English, that car is mine. The preposition fi is also used before verbs, like to in English.
Man, y'all be saying this shit is English, nigga. This ain't English. It's like it's similar to English, but this is not just English, bruh. Y'all just be like, it's just broken English. No, this shit is different. I gotta like study this shit. This shit is different than English, in my opinion. That's how I feel. Just me learning about it right now. It's not really English. It just got English elements to it. Just like Spanish. Spanish got a little English element to it, a little bit, kind of, sort of. That's how I kind of look at this. This one just got a little bit more English in it.
In love to big up himself.
He loves to boast. Big up is a phrasal verb, meaning to give someone a thumbs up, or he loves to boast, used before verbs, like to in English.
In love to big up himself.
You know if you pick up yourself. I did it. I said that shit smooth.
He loves to boast. Big up is a phrasal verb, meaning to give someone a thumbs up or show respect to someone. Fi is not always used before a verb where you would have an infinitive in English. It seems to depend on the verb that comes before. And in some cases, it seems to be optional. And since we're
Now they about to play this ad. I see it's loading up right now. It's not my fault.
on the topic of verbs, there are basically no verb conjugations in Jamaican Patois, with the exception of some words like phoebe, meaning to be in English, which has a different conjugated form. But still, it's only one conjugated form, ah. So present tense verbs have just one form, regardless of the subject.
Me read. Him read.
As we saw before, the present progressive can be expressed by adding a before the verb, or de.
Him a read a book.
He's reading a book. The past tense is sometimes not indicated and needs to be inferred from the context, but it can be indicated with one of three markers: when, did, or been.
Him did read a book.
Him when read a book.
These sentences mean
And one read a book.
he read a book in the simple past.
Him did read a book. Him would read a book.
Progressive marker a can also be used with the past tense to express the past progressive.
Him when I read a book.
He was reading a book.
And when I read a book.
Ben is more like a present perfect progressive marker.
Him been read a book.
This means
And been read a book.
he has been reading a book.
I'm literally speaking Patois right now. I hope I'm getting my props for this in the comments, because I'm speaking it right now.
The future is normally expressed using the verb go, as in English.
Them a go read a book.
They are going to read the book. A go is like are going to in English. And the future is also often expressed using we, like will in English.
Them we read the book.
They will read the book. And a different sentence, since I'm tired of talking about people reading books.
John will sleep on the bed there.
John will sleep on that bed.
John will sleep on the bed there.
Notice here the preposition pan, which means on or upon, the word it descended from. Also notice dat day,
That day.
literally that there, which we saw before. Notice that dat day can be split by the noun, with dat coming before and day coming after. Questions. Yes or no questions are simple in patois. You simply raise your intonation.
You ain't go to beach?
Did you go to the beach? Word for word it's you, past tense marker, go to beach. Notice that there's no question inversion or use of did as there is in English. It's no different from the sentence meaning you went to the beach.
Oh, so y'all say the same thing. So, like, if you say a statement, if you want to turn it into a question, all you got to do is change your tone of voice. But you say the same exact thing. So, like, for example, if I was like, you going to the beach, right? I'm telling you going to the beach. But if I want to say, if I want to ask the question, I'd be like, you going to the beach? That's basically what y'all do, right? But y'all do it in patois, right? That's what he's saying?
Except that it has rising intonation. And again, here we see the word a used as a preposition showing movement towards something, like to in English. For open questions, many of the interrogative pronouns, in other words, question words, resemble English ones, with some phonological changes.
What uno a do?
What are you doing?
Where you a go?
Where are you going?
What uno I do? Where you I go? What this one?
Changes.
What uno a do?
What are you doing?
Where you a go?
Where are you going?
Who have the book?
Who has the
Who of the book?
book? But there are some differences too, like the way to ask why.
What make?
From English, what make?
What make him a ball?
Why is she crying? Notice the word bawl, which in English means to cry loudly or uncontrollably, but in patois it just means to cry. Now that we've had a look at some of the basic features of Jamaican patois, let's look at a couple more sentences and see what we discover. Because I don't know where my wife is, I have to go cook dinner for myself.
True, me no know where my wife there. Me have to go cook dinner for myself.
Word for word it's because I know where my wife is, locative, I have to go cook dinner for myself. The first word, true, means because and indicates the reason for something. Me means I, because it's the subject in this sentence. No is the basic way of expressing a negative, as in English. In the simple present, in other words, for habitual action or states, no is used by itself. But with other tenses or aspects, it can combine with the tense or aspect marker. The present progressive negator is na, a combination of no and a, the progressive aspect marker. This is also used to express negation in the future. And also, never
Never.
is used for the past, like never in English. In the phrase,
I get that one. Never. 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 You know what I'm saying? Never. Would you ever leave Cincy? Never. Never.
me wife, me functions as a possessive adjective, like my. Remember that de is the copula that is used for locative meaning, indicating location. Hafi means have to, a combination of have and fi, meaning to. Dina means dinner, and fi myself means for myself, with fi meaning to or for. And one final sentence.
So me not like them people, them chatty.
This means I don't like those people, they talk too much. Word for word it's I know like
I felt that.
those people, they, excessively chatty. In this sentence, we can see dem twice, but used in different ways. The first dem is a demonstrative adjective, like those in English. In the second instance, it's the subject pronoun they. Dem is also used in a different context as a plural marker, with dem coming after the noun.
They push them,
Means the cats,
me ears them.
means my ears. Notice that ears, from English ears, is normally singular in patois. To be made plural, it's followed by dem. After that, chati chati.
Chatty chatty.
This is a reduplicate.
Alright, I feel like I kind of understand the... I'm gonna leave it, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like we got through most of it. I'm gonna go back and watch it on my own anyway, just so I can really try to, like, learn it. I'm gonna probably watch this, like, a few times, like, really, like, sit down and try to learn it, because this is a good video. It's actually a good video. I fuck with this. So shout out to Lil Monty. I appreciate you for this, super heavy. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to react to next. I'm out.